please welcome to the stage the President and Founder of the National Action Network, Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton, and Chairman of the Board, Reverend Dr. W. Franklin Richardson, and special guest, Marcus Al Sharpton Bright, Jr.
It's my grandson. Let me bring out his daddy, Dr. Marcus Bright. His mother and his aunt, because we're going to present the Chairman's Award. And Marcus, and some of y'all up there in that second balcony start laughing at my white Soul Train suit. I want you to know I'll see you on 125th Street on the way out. And give a hand to his grandmother, Kathy. If it hadn't been for her, we wouldn't have been there. She downstairs working like she always do. And the co-founder of National Action Network, attorney Michael Hardy. Give him a hand. Stand up, Michael. Give Michael Hardy a big hand. Our Chairman's Award, born and raised on Chicago's West Side. His professional career spans more than 3 decades in business and sports. He garnered worldwide attention for his contributions in all levels of professional basketball, including induction into the NBA Hall of Fame for his distinctive business initiatives and philanthropic endeavors. As a player, he built a reputation as a tireless worker, a formidable competitor. As a businessman, his leadership and sharp business sense continues to serve him well in his post-playing days. And his philanthropic work has inspired his mother's work to improve the lives of disadvantaged women and families in Chicago. And I've been through Chicago with him. And he founded Mary's Court in honor of her support, the health, safety, academic, and personal achievement of Chicago's youth and youth around the country. He has gained national recognition for his role in Chicago's peace tournaments and his advocacy to prevent youth violence. He has been awarded more than 100 scholarships he's given to criminal justice students through the Isaiah Thomas Scholarship at Indiana University, his alma mater. Tonight, our chairman presents the Chairman Award to NBA Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas.
Well, sir, congratulations.
First of all, let me just say thank you to Reverend Sharpton for all the work that he's done in the community, all the work that he's done for us individually, personally, and the way he's reached out and touched not only all of us in this community, but all of us nationwide. And happy birthday. I guess I'll just start off by just giving you a little history of myself, just so you can understand that I come from a family of activism. I'm originally from the west side of Chicago. I'm the proud son of Isaiah Thomas and my creator, Mary Thomas, my mom. My mom actually was the one who introduced us into activism, fighting for our country, fighting for our rights, fighting to be a part of the fabric of this United States Constitution, of this place we call America. We didn't have nannies, we didn't have babysitters. So consequently, my mom took me to every march. And one of the first marches that she took me to was the Cicero March that, if some of you are old enough in this audience in Chicago, they call it the Cicero Riots. And watching my mom, watching my dad stand there, strong, fighting, not necessarily for themselves, but fighting for us to be in a room like this today and be able to share love and peace with each other. My mom also worked with Fred Hampton when the Black Panthers came to Chicago. Yes, I was one of the recipients of the free breakfast programs that they started in Chicago. Congressman Rush was one of the ones who were feeding us at that time, and he was still young. Operation Breadbasket. My mom had us standing in those long soup lines before it was called. I'm sure some of you remember growing up how when you didn't pay the rent, they would set you out and they would just put your furniture outside on the street. But we were that family. So there were some days that we were homeless and we were walking. And had it not been for Reverend Jesse Jackson, Operation Push, feeding us on those long, cold, hungry nights, who knows where I would be today. So that's just a little snapshot of who I am and where I come from. And when Martin Luther King moved to Chicago, he literally moved 4 blocks from my house, right off of Hamilton and Congress. Fred Hampton, when he was assassinated in '69, we went to the funeral, and my mom made sure we went to the funeral.
Thank you, Peter.
No, thank you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Is Reverend Daltrey in the house tonight? I don't know if Reverend Daltrey's in the house tonight, but if he's not in the house, I just want to give him a shout out and a big thank you. And for passing the torch and raising up another bishop and Reverend Leo Daltrey, who will carry on the work. The last thing I want to just say, when Reverend Sharpton ran for president in 2004, there's another gentleman that ran for president in 1988 by the name of Reverend Jesse Jackson. And I was all of 18 years old when I met my wife, who I fell in love with from the day I saw her. She didn't know that I loved her, but the day I saw her, I knew that that was the woman I was going to marry. Now, to bring it full circle, her father, Gordon Kendall, was one of the first brothers to represent and walk down in the White House and stand next to the president and guard as a Secret Service agent. Not only was he part of Nixon's detail, but he was also on Agnew's detail. And when Reverend Jackson ran for president in '88, and we were in the NBA Finals, and the phone rung at, maybe it was 1 a.m., as any of you know, when you're dealing with Reverend Sharpton or Reverend Jackson, they have no sense of time. And when the phone rang, we had a game the next day, and my wife answered the phone, and it was Reverend Jackson. Now, he's running for president right now. and her father is the head of his security detail out of Chicago. She said to Reverend Jackson, "Can you call back?" I said, "No. I could take the phone. That man gave me food. He fed us. He made it responsible for us to be here. Like, no, I got to take that phone." She's like, "No, my father with him. We good." So every triumph that I've had since 18, I have not had one triumph in my adult life that hasn't included my wife, Lynn. So I can't stand here today and accept this award solo, because as all of you know, that as the film said, we have many teachers, we have many mentors, and we have many shoulders that we stand on. And I can tell you, in my household, where I come from on the west side of Chicago, had I not met Lynn Marie Kendall at that time, who knows where my life would be? Who knows where I would be standing? And when the Temptations came out here and said, "Ain't too proud to beg," that's been me a couple of times. But I always make up, because I sing to her, "That's my girl." I love you and thank you.
Isaiah Thomas, give him a hand.